All right, everybody, I'm in Cruz. This is the last lesson, and this is episode 62. I'm going to call it time value. I don't know if this is really much of a lesson, or maybe this is me just ranting. I've shot a ton of videos today, so yeah, time value, like I said, this goes into different things. I think this is a combination of rant and rave, or whatever the case would be. The value of time is so freaking important. It literally, I don't think anything, if Bitcoin is really valuable, time is even 100 times more valuable than that being the case. So I liken it to this example that I've told my students. There's a slew of subjects that I want to go into this regarding this. So, for example, I think one of my students, we're 2 weeks away from Seafood Farm Seminar, whatever 23rd, 25th, whatever anniversary this is, in Tucson, and he's got one singular private with Seafood, and which is fine, which is great. If you have that opportunity, you should definitely take advantage of it and do so at that time. So time value is understanding how to make the most out of your time and not spending time wasting it on other things. So when I told him in respects, different times, right? Seafood's definitely older now, and you definitely have questions you have. You have a seminar that's 3 days long. You have an hour period with Seafood. What do you value within that time? Yeah, I'm not saying that if you spend an hour talking and going over details within form and punches and everything, those are all freaking valuable things to do. But if you look at value of time, what could be even more valuable? If I said, you can talk to Seafood for an hour and get the details and pick his brain apart, it's great. There's no question, that's really valuable. On the other hand, if you could cheese out with Seafood for an hour and through the touch, right? Literally, you are driving and having him guide you and mold you at that particular time for an hour, that's even 10, 20, 30 times more valuable than ever before. Okay, so that's understanding that when you do things, make sure there's value in time from that. Another example I was gonna liken it to is like in class, right? When we were running classes like hour and a half. Let's say the class is an hour and a half. If there's no student, if there's a handful of students, right? Let's say there's 5, 10 students in class, and there's room for partners, right? I'm not gonna spend, for me personally, I'm not gonna spend like a full 30 minutes. The value of doing Song Tao in class, I get it, for 30 minutes, it has value to it. I'm not saying it doesn't have value to it, but the greater value is if I have 10 students here and an hour and a half is all they have together, right? Instead of taking that time for them to do the form, maybe I'll take 10 minutes instead of 30 minutes to do the form, and I'll look at them and I'll say, fix this, fix this, fix that, fix that, fix that. Go home and work on that on your own. But the value of that in its sense is now that we have people all gathered together, working with your partner takes precedence, right? Things that you can do by yourself, you should do it by yourself. But here in this, or not that I can't correct stuff, I will correct stuff singularly when they're working, but working time with your partner, very, 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 very valuable. Okay, I cannot stress that enough. Because you don't always have a partner with you 24/7. So every time you have someone you can work with, you want to work with them, and the stuff that you can do at home by yourself, you should do at home by yourself. Okay? Another example of value of time, right? Spending time, I said sometimes, if you see a ship sinking, right, you offer to help. If they don't take that help, then don't spend your time trying to save the boat from sinking. And maybe that's not the best example, but at the same time, let's say you have a friend or something, and you say to your friend, he's having some issues or problems, like, look, dude, if you do this is my advice to you. I'll help you if you need it. This is probably what you need to do, and yada yada. And the reality is, the ultimate change occurs not because of what you said. Maybe it has a little, maybe you could say it kind of like put a seed in their head, but ultimately the change occurs because that individual finally decided to change, not because of you. Or ultimately, you may want to take credit for it, but ultimately that individual will make that change. So a lot of times people spend their time like, oh, come on, you should do this. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you. first and foremost, value of time is first, spend the majority of time helping yourself become a better person. When you become a better person and are self-sufficient and independent, you can help a lot more people than if you aren't. Because if you're not right and you're not structurally sound as an individual and you're trying to help other individuals, just think about it. The fat person doesn't give diet tips to other people because he's fat, right? Right? So first you make yourself better as a person. You get yourself in shape, become better, eat better, exercise better. Then once you make yourself better, then you can tell other people, okay, this is how I can help you if you want that help. So that's why I'm saying you got to understand in all things that you do, you got to understand what is value of time. Some things are good, some things are even better, and some things are the best, and you want to make sure you invest that amount of time in things that give you the most reward, okay? What other things did I say? And I think I also said, like, you know, I think I did a video as far as the ability to see, having people to see what you can see. Again, not necessary. That's a case of value of time. That when the person's ready to see, he'll see, right? Spending your time trying to convince that person to see what you can see is not necessary at all and wasting of time. So in essence, in short, right? What you should do is be very protective of what you have at that particular time and know how to use it the best way possible. If example, you know, if I don't know how this new generation is. If you're on a date and you're both on the phone, I don't know. Maybe that's how it is now. I don't know. You should, you know, you want to spend at that particular time the best time possible with that individual. All right, we could go into that later on. But anyway, keep that in mind. Be very aware of the biggest bang for the buck for your time, and if you find that people are time killers, just stay the hell away from them. You know, let them be as be, and then make sure you get the most out of your time. All right.